All right, everybody, how you doing? This is Dr. Jeff at Rythmia. I apologize for the grainy sort of reception, but we're having some internet issues down here in Costa Rica, so please bear with me. Um, Tonight we're going to talk about strategies for complete healing. And when I meet with the guests when they're here and they do their intakes on Saturday or Sunday, the ones that really do well when they're here are the ones that are completely open to the process that's going to occur. So if you have an agenda, I'm not talking about intentions because intentions are good, but if you have an agenda that is based in things that you want to kind of force the program or force the medicine to do, you're going to struggle a little bit. And what I want to talk about is how to stay focused on, what it is you need to get for healing, but at the same time, what it is you need to get out of the plant medicine and the program that we have with the breath work and all the classes that we do. So, I met with a couple of guests this today actually, and they have a certain perspective that they want to achieve while they're here, and that's good. But in life, there's things that we really want to occur, and we're pretty rigid in that sometimes. It's human nature. And then there's things that have a big picture. And the big picture is really important to understand. We get caught up, as we all do as people, we get caught up in our own individual sort of process. And we think that, I want to get clarity on my job, or I want to get clarity on my relationship, and I know what's right for me, and I have to have that happen, and I need to know what's going on with my life. And so those are not bad things to have as intentions, but a strategy to get this accomplished is to be open, and we have to be open to what's going to occur. And that is scary for people. There's some vulnerability there. A lot of us have a history of trauma. A lot of us have a history of being disappointed by people, being disappointed by ourselves. If there's abuse in the past, we don't trust the process. We don't trust other people or a program. I'm cool with that. I don't trust the system either. Okay. But what I do trust is the process of the plant medicine and of the breath work. I do trust that. And so it's important when you come to Rythmia, and even if you've been here before, I see a lot of you guys that have checked in here have been here before, you have to be open to what's coming that's new for you. And the way to do that is just to surrender, surrender to the process and what is going to occur and what awarenesses you're going to have. So, when family members come here as a couple or a mother-daughter or mother-son or whatever, a family, sisters together, brothers, whatever, there's often a lot of baggage that can come with that, and that's not a bad thing, but you really need to separate that from your individual work that you're doing. And to get a complete healing at Rythmia, you really have to kind of be open to the possibility of a change. There's a lot of programs and places and things that talk about, possibilities and change. And, I went to something called the Landmark Forum. I went and did that, and they talk about possibilities and the awareness of the here and now and the future and stuff. And that's all good stuff, right? But what's happening for you when you do plant medicine and do our breathwork program is that you're connecting with yourself. And to connect with yourself is a very healing process. We might have sort of the goals that we want to achieve in life, and that's totally normal to have. But if we aren't open to what's going to occur with the plant medicine, then we might miss something. And so what I want to do for all these people that haven't been here before is I want to encourage you, do your work as best you can. Some people book a couple days before they come, or a week. They don't have a lot of time to prepare. That's okay. But if you've been able to prepare even just a little bit, what I want you to do is to be open to the changes that you're going to see in yourself and in others when you come here. So, when Jerry did plant medicine the first time, he was very closed. He didn't understand what it was. He had no knowledge really about what he was walking into. And the plant medicine showed him, by plugging into himself, what was going on with him as a person. And it took him back to his childhood. Some of you that have read his book, Shit the Moon Said, and you've been able to see that he was shown something that he had no awareness about. It was stored in his amygdala, part of the brain, which is our subconscious sort of process. And he had the courage to accept that and to move forward with the information that he had. And when I did plant medicine for the first time, I was with Jerry as well. It was a couple of weeks after he had done it himself. And I didn't know what to expect either. I didn't know a lot about it. I was in the dark to some degree. And what I was open to, though, which I didn't know at the time, but I knew later after I did the whole process, right? What I knew was that because I was open to seeing what this was going to present to me, that I was malleable to the shifts that I could have as a person. And the shifts that I received were incredible. I was able to realize that what I was showing the world as my persona was not the accurate Jeff. And what I was able to understand about my upbringing and my history of trauma and things that I realized about my family that were like some good, some not so good, was all part of the process that shaped me. And with that, I was able to have a great understanding about my purpose in life and like what I was here to do. And I was able to use that in a really good way to help other people and to help myself first, right? Because we got to heal ourselves first. And I just want you guys to be like open to the possibility that you don't know what's going to happen for you, but you can have the confidence to know that it's going to be something that's life-changing and healing. Now, the plant medicine that we use here at Rythmia is, as you guys know, is medically licensed. I've worked with the Ministry of Health for several years before we even opened to get it to be legal and licensed and safe. And we have all kinds of health practitioners here, holistic healers. We have shamans. We have all these people that are here to help you realize your goal. So in order to receive a complete healing, my belief and my understanding about this process is you have to be open. You have to be ready for change. And change is hard. We all know that change is kind of uncomfortable sometimes. Now, what I've learned in my life is that change creates the potential for success. And change is good. And change is an opportunity to grow. And I want you guys all to be able to grow and shift and change. Because if you're doing the same old thing all the time, we all know that leads to the same outcomes. And we don't want you to have the same outcomes, because the same outcomes are causing you upsetness and grief and addiction and worry and concern for yourself and patterns that are not good for relationships and all kinds of stuff. So we want you to be open for change. And, once you have the knowledge about what this change requires, then it's up to you to make that shift, to actually put into practice these behavioral changes. I talk to a lot of guests every day that have come through this program that have done amazing. They got their miracle, right? Which is the show me who I've become, heal my heart, and reunite me with my soul. They've done this. And then they get home and they're like a bit overwhelmed because they're back in their rat race and their job and their relationships, their family, whatever system they have, and what I always remind them is act on the new level of awareness that you have. The complete healing comes from behavior and from change that you're actually doing for yourself. So my message for tonight is actually quite simple. Be open to change. Be open to things that are going to help you evolve and grow and learn. In the Western medical system that I come from, I have 18 years of grad school, which is absurd. But I knew at the time that I was working towards a goal. I didn't understand what the goal was at the time, but I knew there was something happening for me with this experience that I had in grad school, internships, and working at different facilities. I knew there was something in this to learn about, right? And what I learned was the system of healthcare that we usually deal with in the West is not always about healing. It's often about making money and keeping people in a revolving door of care, and about people. There's a lot of liability for the healthcare practitioners. The healthcare practitioners, there's exceptions, but generally the healthcare community is very good, and they're very loving, and they want to do the right thing, but they're trapped. They're trapped in a system that doesn't allow them as healers to realize the goals they have to work with their patients. So it's up to the patient to be open and to have this complete healing by being plugged into themselves, get the awareness, and move forward in a way that's really productive. So I know you guys can do this. It's like, what's better in life? To like kind of bury your head in the sand, go through the motions, be involved, like dissociated from what's happening for you, unplugged emotionally. Is that better? Or is it better to really look at what's going on for you and make a change and learn and get awareness and make a shift? I believe that it's about getting awareness and making a change behaviorally. We all know that's a struggle that we have. Okay, so if you come to Rythmia, you're going to get this awareness, but then it's up to you to make this change, make the shift. The complete healing comes from your own behavioral shifts that you do, and you make it for yourself. And it's beautiful, because when one person changes in a system, the whole system is forced to change. There's going to be some rebellion from friends and family and coworkers, but the ultimate sort of thing is that they have to change. They have to, because you've changed. You shifted your role, and your role is better. Your role is connected and plugged in and happy and feeling peace and groundedness. I love that word, groundedness. I am grounded, so I have groundedness, right? So take a look at yourself first, and then you can make a shift for your community and your environment that you're in. Come to Rythmia and try this, right? We have the best people in the world doing this. We're the best facility in the world. Medically licensed by the Ministry of Health of Costa Rica, doctors, nurses, health practitioners, shaman, which is really cool, and all kinds of people here to help provide you with something that you need. And we really care about you. And all the alumni that have been here unanimously say that they really loved the staff. That's one thing that's kind of like universal. They loved the staff, and the staff helped them get where they needed to be. So come to Rythmia and check this out and do the work you need to get your complete healing. I know you can do it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Pura vida from Costa Rica, Dr. Jeff McNairy, Chief Medical Officer. I'll see you next time.